Namaste, konnichiwa, hello. Welcome to the Nupur Tiwari Show. Day 9, Netaji Zinda Hai. हाँ, Netaji Zinda Hai. This show is presented by Hill Tokyo Hill India. Corporate Insight is our media partner. And as usual, our storyteller, our expert on Netaji, Mr. Chandrachud Ghosh, is with us. So without wasting your any more time, let's welcome him. नमस्ते कोनिचिवा एंड वेलकम बैक चंद्रचूड़ जी। तो हम लोग फिर से एक्साइटेड है कि वो वाला किस्सा जो आप बोलने वाले थे जो नहीं हुआ अगले एपिसोड में, प्लीज।
तो ये जो किस्सा हुआ था मंडला जेल में कि मंडला जेल में सुभाष और बाकी रेवोल्यूशनरीज जो थे वो काफी करीब थे सुभाष के। दे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड फॉर दुर्गा पूजा एंड सरस्वती पूजा जेल के अंदर। तो दे ऑर्गेनाइज्ड इट एंड दे डिमांडेड कि बिकॉज द गवर्नमेंट उस टाइम पे जो प्रैक्टिस था, द गवर्नमेंट यूज्ड टू पे फॉर द रिलीजियस सेलिब्रेशंस ऑफ द क्रिश्चियंस आल्सो। तो अगर न्यू ईयर या क्रिसमस सेलिब्रेट कर रहे जो क्रिश्चियंस थे वहां जेल में, द गवर्नमेंट यूज्ड टू बेयर द कॉस्ट। तो इन लोगों ने सुभाष ने डिमांड उठाया कि अगर तुम उन लोगों के लिए कर रहे हो तो हमारे लिए भी करना पड़ेगा, यू मस्ट बेयर आवर एक्सपेंसेस आल्सो। तो गवर्नमेंट में साफ मना कर दिया। तो सुभाष सबको लेकर ही वेंट इनटू अ हंगर स्ट्राइक एंड ऐसा हुआ कि द गवर्नमेंट सप्रेस द न्यूज, दे डिडंट लेट इट कम आउट। किसी को नहीं बताया, लेजिस्लेचर में नहीं बताया, बंगाल में खबर नहीं पहुंचा। Somehow, and no one still knows how it happened, somehow the news leaked, a detailed note describing what was going on, reached uh, Kolkata, and it was published in the Forward newspaper at that time. Forward was published by Deshbandhu himself. I mean, at the Forward, if I'm not wrong, Subhash's elder brother, Sharad Bose, was in charge of Forward at that time. And so it was published in Forward, and that created a sensation that Indian revolutionary prisoners are undergoing a hunger strike for doing Durga Puja and Saraswati Puja, for these things. So that created a flutter, and the government was compelled to take up the costs of the festivals. So that was a small victory, but nonetheless, it was an important one and a moral boosting one. तो ऐसे करते रहे, बट सुभाष का हेल्थ डिटीरियरेट करता रहा, बहुत ज्यादा डिटीरियरेट करता रहा, एंड ही फेल इल. His elder brother, who was a doctor, another elder brother, Dr. Sunil Bose, he went there and checked him and submitted the report to the government. The government sent their own doctors, and so it went on for quite some time. And then uh, he was from Mandalay, he was sent to Rangoon jail in towards early 1927. And from Rangoon, the negotiations went on because his health was deteriorating. The government wanted that the government could see that keeping him in jail could be counterproductive, and if something happens to him, that would cause a huge hue and cry and would be a problem in their hands. So they were not ready to release him. So what they did, they made him an offer that we will release you if you promise that you will not go back to India and will directly go to Europe from there. So you cannot come back to India. Subhash refused the offer. He said, "No, I have to go back to India, and you are no one to stop me from coming back to India." So this again negotiation went on, and then one morning he was picked up and taken on a steamer to where he didn't know. Now, and then he was brought
from Rangoon.
from Rangoon,
Okay.
and then he was brought to Bengal and kept in the steamer for a day, and then all of a sudden he was told that okay, you are free to go. He was released, and because a lot of lobbying was going on in India, there was a lot of public demand. There was pressure created on the government by Motilal Nehru, by Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das, by Gandhiji, that criticizing keeping him in jail, because although he was kept in prison for so long, from October 1924 to May 1927, when he was finally released.
3 साल जेल में थे।
हाँ, and that was the beginning of his life in the British jails. So he was never told, the British government never pressed charges against him. They never told him why he was kept in prison. On what offense? What were the charges against him? So he never came to know why he was kept there for so long. I mean, it's unimaginable, and that's what the thing is. It's a thing about a country that is not free, that's under colonial masters. That you can be put in jail, you can rot in jail, but you will never know why you are in jail. Now, when he came back, his health was broken, but there was another big change in his life, and something that really affected him mentally, emotionally, is that in 1925, his mentor and the person with whom he was so emotionally connected died in June 1925, Deshbandhu Chittaranjan Das. And Deshbandhu's death caused a huge vacuum, not only in Bengal politics but in the national politics, because he had a vision. Deshbandhu had a vision, and he was steering the politics toward a particular course. And he was a giant who was striding between the communities in Bengal, particularly the Hindu-Muslim conflict was very pronounced, and Deshbandhu was one person who was capable of bridging that gap, and he was working on it. So when after his death, I mean, that vacuum was felt by everybody, and particularly people in both communities who were trying to patch up the differences and create the nation out of different communities. So this Bandhu's death really shattered Subhash, and but on the other side, in the jail also, he went further deeper into his spiritual practices, and
तो
he
जब सुभाष जेल में थे तभी देशबंधु का देहांत हो गया।
हाँ 1925 जून में।
फाइल में हो गए तो उनको पता भी नहीं चला होगा
नहीं
शायद
नहीं
तब
उनको पता चला
पता चला।
हाँ न्यूज़पेपर्स तो मिलता था, तो न्यूज़पेपर में ही पता चला, but obviously he would have liked to be there in Kolkata, but that was not possible. So he had to, I mean, take the sorrow within himself. He had to live with that sorrow. So his time pe he wrote some essays on Deshbandhu, which are very emotional, very touching, and about Deshbandhu's politics, his philosophy, his vision, how he was personally. That I mean, the most one line that stands out among everything else, that how he was attached to देशबंधु, इसलिए कि बाकी लोग देश के काम करते थे, मैं तो देशबंधु का काम करता था. So he was generally very emotional about that one man. So Deshbandhu died, and that changed a lot of power equations in Bengal also. But coming back to just one point which I want to touch upon is that in jail, Suhas became, I mean, he was already a voracious reader, but the rate of his reading went up. So he would write to his friends uh, send him books. So Sarath would send him huge lot of books. Dilip Kumar Roy would send him a lot of books, and he was getting deeper into tantric sadhana. So he was reading up a lot about tantra, about astrology, and those kind of things, and practicing he was practicing, so that his religious spiritual consciousness was going to a different plane, into a higher plane, and that's something that stands out in his stay in jail, apart from all the other activities. But when he came back, Bengal was a changed scenario, and Deshbandhu was not there, and a new person, entirely new person, had taken charge of the Bengal affairs, and that was Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was now in charge. So he used the absence, the vacuum of Deshbandhu, and started nominating people who would be in charge of the Bengal Provincial Congress, who will become the mayor of Kolkata Corporation, and who will lead the Swaraj Party in the Bengal legislature and assembly, legislative assembly. So Mahatma's influence.
थोड़ा सा रोकना चाहूंगी, ये सब हमें पता नहीं चलता हिस्ट्री बुक से कि ये जो वैक्यूम क्रिएट हुआ था, और शायद हमें कोई लोकल लीडर की जरूरत थी तब।
Yes.
गांधी जी की जरूरत नहीं थी, क्योंकि गांधी जी बंगाल के बारे में, हाँ डेफिनेटली ही इज अ नेशनल लीडर, बट उनको बंगाल के बारे में बहुत कुछ, तब की बात कर रही हूँ, आज की नहीं बात कर रही हूँ, 100 साल पहले की बात कर रही हूँ, और तब बहुत ज्यादा उनको ज्ञान नहीं था। हर स्टेट का एक एक खुद का फिलोसफी होता है, खुद का कल्चर होता है, तो हमारा वो उनको ज्ञान नहीं था। तो मुझे लगता है कि मैं कोई बोलने वाली हूँ नहीं, लेकिन हमें लोकल लीडर की जरूरत थी, और जो जैसे देशबंधु जैसे, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली हमें नहीं मिले। बस ये सब हमें हिस्ट्री में कहाँ से शुरुआत हुए, क्यों हुए, बस हमें बस रिजल्ट हम हिस्ट्री बुक में पढ़ते हैं। ये सब छोटे छोटे घटना हमें पढ़ाया नहीं जाता। तो इसलिए मैंने सोचा कि थोड़ा सा व्यूअर्स को इसमें थोड़ा सा बोल दे कि हमें तब क्या जरूरत थी, क्योंकि पॉलिटिक्स तो पॉलिटिक्स ही होते हैं, और हमें चाहे वो 100 साल बाद हो, 200 साल बाद हो, तो हमें लगता है कि हमें खुद के जो स्ट्रॉन्ग सुभाष, तो सुभाष ही था, कोई सुभाष नहीं बन सकते, लेकिन हमें बंगाल अपने फिलोसफी के साथ अपने एक हमेशा रहना चाहिए, और हर स्टेट को रहना चाहिए, ये बंगाली नहीं, क्योंकि खुद सबके अपने अपने फिलोसफी, अपने अपने संस्कार होते हैं। तो बस व्यूअर्स को ये बोलना था, प्लीज आप कंटिन्यू कीजिए।
तो जो गांधी जी आ गए तो वो अपना एक फॉलोअर ग्रुप, तो उनका वैसे एक फॉलोअर ग्रुप ऑलरेडी था, गांधीयन कांग्रेसमैन तो थे who were opponents of Deshbandhu. So now they got the upper hand and they started controlling the affairs of Congress in Bengal. And Jatindra Mohan Sengupta became the chosen person by Gandhiji, who wore the triple crown, as it was said. He was the mayor of Calcutta Corporation, he was the leader in the Legislative Assembly, and president of the Bengal Provincial Congress.
मतलब पूरी
And
तरह पूरा चार्ज उनको दे दिया।
हाँ, so, and it was, there was nobody to oppose. There was nobody of Deshbandhu's stature, and people were generally in a flux as to what is happening. And also, it was pretty easy for the Gandhian wing to capture the Bengal Congress and move it in its own direction. Then, when Subhas got back in 1927, he stayed in Shillong for some time to recover his health, and then came back to politics towards the end of 1927, 1928. That's when he started getting back to politics. Then he was elected secretary of the Bengal Provincial Congress, and also the Indian National Congress. And in the real, his real announced, I mean, he proclaimed his presence in the national uh, scene was in 1928, when he went around the country addressing different youth conferences and talking about his program, how things should go and all. He was still not the radical, developed political personality. He was still weighing his way in, and he did not have a mass basis. He did not have a background to suddenly stand up and rebel. But that was when he started building up his image, his career. His presence was felt as a national leader, and that was 1928. In 1928, the annual session of the National Congress happened in Kolkata. And because of Subhas and his more radical friends, they demanded that it should be Motilal Nehru as the president of the Congress that year, because they saw Motilal Nehru as a comrade of Deshbandhu, and they thought that he would be of the same outlook, same mentality, and all. So Deshbandhu, Motilal Nehru became the Congress president that year, and Subhas was put in charge of the reception committee and organizing the volunteers. So in organizing the volunteers, Subhas did something novel, which I mean, shook the Congress organization. They had never seen anything like that. He organized the volunteer corps in the military model. So they were trained, they were given uniforms, khaki uniforms. Uh, Women were organized, and one particular group was made up of women, and they would march past, they would organize, control every small activity of the Congress to see that nothing untoward happens. When leaders would come in, they would do march past to welcome them, make their presence felt. So it was so organized, it was just like a small scale army. Gandhiji did not like it at all. I mean, he was averse to this kind of show. So he taunted directly, publicly, that this is some kind of circus going on here. And Subhas was termed by the volunteer corps, the organization, the way his position was General Officer Commanding, so GOC, and there was a lot of ridicule targeted at him from the Gandhian Congress and
मैं
Gandhian
थोड़ा सा
leaders.
रोकना चाहूंगी ऐसे, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कितना इंटरेस्टिंग है ये, कि कितना डिसिप्लिन एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड वॉलंटियर्स सुहास ने तैयार किया, और मुझे लगता है कि आज हमें उसकी जरूरत है, पूरे भारत को जरूरत है। और दे वर डेफिनेटली सेल्फलेस, पूरे वॉलंटियर सुभाष जैसे बाकी वॉलंटियर्स जो उनको फॉलो कर रहे थे, उनके एक यूनिफॉर्म, एक जब आपके यूनिफॉर्म आ जाते हैं तो आपके एक सेंस ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आ जाते हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि इट वाज वे अहेड, 100 इयर्स पहले की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग, लेकिन आज से भी आगे है। और मुझे लगता है आज की यूथ जो देश के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, इस घटना से आप लोग इंस्पायर हो सकते हैं। और रियली अगर आप करना चाहते हैं समथिंग देश के लिए, तो आप ऐसे ही कीजिए जैसे सुभाष ने तब किया था, क्योंकि हमें आज भी जरूरत है सेल्फलेस सुभाष की जरूरत है, और आप में से कोई जरूर बन सकते हैं चंद्रचूड़ जी।
बिल्कुल। So he took charge of the entire Congress, this thing, the volunteer force, and the interesting thing is that Nupur, I just wanted to check if we can share screen here. Is it possible?
Mm,
I can share. Let me try. Just give me 1 second. If it doesn't
yes,
work,
there is
then
a share screen.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is. On the left there is it is gray area. नहीं अभी visible. Yes, दिख रहा है पूरी तरह.
This is a picture photograph from the 1928 Congress, and here this is Subhas standing in uniform,
पूरी तरह.
and this is the
ये
President
कौन से साल
Motilal
का है?
Nehru.
कौन
This is
सा साल?
1928 December.
1928.
So this
Wow. It's a rare photograph.
this is what he created, and that became I mean the normal practice after that, because nobody had seen anything like this. And the thing is that all the volunteer forces that he gathered around him, they were so committed to him. Later on, this itself sprung off into a new unit of revolutionaries, and they called themselves Bengal Volunteers. And Bengal Volunteers became one of the most dreaded revolutionary groups in Bengal, and they were completely dedicated to Subhash. So they would do anything that he would ask them to do.
तो मतलब मुझे लग रहा है कि चंद्रचूड़ जी कि सुभाष ने तब जो किया था ना, मुझे लग रहा है कि आज बहुत जरूरी है वो सब फिर से करने की, क्योंकि इतने हम तो फ्री हो गए, हम तो डेमोक्रेटिक फ्री कंट्री है, लेकिन हम मतलब कभी कभी हम लोग फ्रीडम का पूरा फायदा उठाते हैं, कभी कभी हम लोग मुझे लगता है कि आज भी भारत को उन सब चीजों की बहुत जरूरत है, सुभाष जो 100 इयर्स पहले किया था। और बस ये स्टोरी टेलिंग का यही एक मुझे आई एम सो एक्साइटेड एंड आई एम सो इमोशनल कि मुझे इवन मेरे शब्द भी मुझे नहीं आ रहे हैं कि आई थिंक एनीवे ऑल द व्यूअर्स जो सचमुच काम करना चाहते हैं, सचमुच देश के लिए काम करना चाहते हैं, ये जरूर देखिए, हर पॉइंट को देखिए कैसे किया था। एक अपना जो स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी है, जो सुहास का जर्नी जो 14 ईयर से शुरू होके आज भी जेल के अंदर भी तंत्र साधना और पूरे अपने स्पिरिचुअलिटी को एनहेंस करना, लेकिन उनके जीवन में ये बाधा नहीं बन रहे हैं कि मैं स्पिरिचुअल हो गया मैं तो छोड़ के जाऊंगा, ये उनको और भी स्ट्रॉन्ग कर रहा है टू हिज डिटर्मिनेशन, टू हिज डेस्टिनेशन, कि क्या चाहता है वो। तो ये स्पेशली ये सीरीज मुझे लगता है कि जो हम जितने लोग आज 20s में है, टीन में है, उनके लिए बहुत जरूरी है, उनके जिंदगी के लिए बहुत जरूरी है। आज आप कुछ भी कर लो, लेकिन एंड ऑफ द डे आपको देश को वापस देना, सोसाइटी को वापस देना बहुत जरूरी होता है। तो चंद्रचूड़ जी, इसके साथ ये एपिसोड हम खत्म करना चाहेंगे। और ये आज का क्वेश्चन है व्यूअर्स के लिए कि उन्होंने जो ये वॉलंटियर टीम बनाया था, कौन से ईयर में बनाया था, और आप जल्द से जल्द लिख दीजिए अपना आंसर। हम फिर से आपके साथ होंगे टुमारो, कल आपके साथ होंगे। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद चंद्रचूड़ जी, कल बात करते हैं फिर से।
Sure. Thank
So I'm so excited and I'm so inspired every day. I cannot wait, to listen to these stories. And today it was episode number 9, and we got to know a lot of things. And I'm sure you answered the question as well. We will see you tomorrow. Until then, do take care of yourself and do love yourself too. Subratri, good night, Vesminasai. Namaste.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.